Awesome. Charles, could you please make Nia Айтин, activist of the Nogaic? Nia, do you hear us?
Yes, I can.
So you're welcome, please.
Okay. I'm glad to hear you today.
My speech will be about the Nogais as victims of Russia's imperial ambitions. The year 1783 is a tragic date in the history of the Crimean Khanate, which was the last bastion of independent rule of the Nogais and Tatars and the history of the Golden Horde, Deshti Kipchak, which stretched from the Danube to the Altai. When the Russian Empire violated the terms of the Kuchel-Kainarji Treaty and captured Crimea, the Russian Empress Catherine II proclaimed herself the Queen of Kherson. Thus, the Russian Empire brutally took revenge for centuries of its dependent position and payment of tribute. First, Muscovy ruled the Golden Horde from the mid-13th century to the 16th century, then the Crimean Khan as the main heir of the Horde from the 16th to the 18th century. Only Peter I, having transformed the Muscovite kingdom into the Russian Empire, stopped paying tribute to the Crimean Khan. In the year 1783, a chain of heroic uprisings of the Nogais and Tatars against the oppression of Russian imperialism took place. When Shahin Jerai Khan abdicated the throne in Bakhchi-Sarai, the occupation of the territory of Crimea was accompanied by the genocide of local Turks, Nogais and Tatars, thus breaking the will and spirit of the Crimean Nogais and Tatars. It marked the beginning of the bloody Black Age. The year 1783 was a time of brave uprisings of the Nogai people. Countless nomads who formed the core of the Deshti Kipchak, the Golden Horde, fought against the empire. Suvorov's army was moving under the cover of darkness, suddenly attacked the civilian population and carried out a massacre using edged weapons in order to save ammunition. Thus, soldiers of the Russian army, during the brutal suppression of the Nogai uprising, exterminated 500,000 of the Nogai population. About 1 million hastily left their lands, fleeing mainly to the Ottoman Empire. The remainder later raised another rebellion, the suppression of which became another act of genocide and a new wave of migration to Turkish lands. Today, the Nogai people, like the Crimean Tatars and Nogais, represent small peoples in their ancestral lands. Most of those who escaped Russian fire and weapons joined the Turkish people. However, to this day, these divided peoples in their native lands are drawn into the revanchism and great power ambitions of Putin's Russia, continuing to die and suffer the oppression of repression. Russian aggression in Ukraine, like all previous wars of the empire, is considered a foreign war for the Nogais, where the Russian Empire wants to expand its territory and zones of political influence. For the Nogai people, like other small ethnic groups, bloodshed has no strategic significance, threatening to turn into a catastrophe, national tragedy, and loss of the nation's gene pool. The Nogais are now a small ethnic group whose dramatic fate experienced terrible tragedies in the era of Russian imperialism and colonialism. The destruction of nomadic civilization and the entry of the Nogais into the imperial interests of the Russian world was accompanied by genocide, forced collectivization that caused the Holodomor, brutal repressions, and the Russification of Nogai culture. Our task is to survive as an ethnic group, first of all, and also to free ourselves and gain true independence, not just autonomy. This is how the Nogai people can build their home, the Nogai Republic, by taking advantage of the legal right to self-determination. The further development of the people depends precisely on the fulfillment of this Nogai mission. Otherwise, further Mankurtization and Russification, loss of one's roots, religion, culture, and language is expected. This in turn threatens the disappearance and death of the Nogay people and culture, turning them into soulless Russian cannon fodder and a zombified, resigned biological creature that has lost its uniqueness and historical memory. Dictator Putin called Russia's military invasion of Ukraine an operation aimed at denazification and demilitarization. However, not everyone understands its true purpose. An invasion of the territory of a sovereign state is considered an occupation by invaders of someone else's territory, an independent country. And it has nothing to do with the liberation of territory, both in legal terms or in the language of other concepts. The Declaration. With this declaration, we declare the basic principles and values on which the interaction of the Nogay Republic, Astrakhan and Nogaisan with the world community will be built. 1. Sovereignty. We assert the exclusive right of the Nogay people to its own state policy, including the authority to declare war, conclude peace treaties, enter into alliances, conduct trade, and also perform any other actions as an independent state. 2. Right to self-determination. We affirm the right of the Nogay people to a free and fair determination of the political, social, economic status of our homeland. 3. Human rights and civil liberties. We recognize the inviolability and equality of all citizens before the law and undertake to protect the rights and freedoms of every person in the Nogay Republic. 4. Transparency and openness. We are committed to establishing open and transparent institutions of government where citizens have equal rights to access information and fair participation in decision-making. 5. Peaceful Commonwealth. We stand for cooperation of the Nogay Republic with the world community and all nations on the principles of equality, respect, and civilized dialogue, and strives to strengthen peace and stability in the region and the whole world. 6. Economic freedom. We strive to develop a fair and sustainable economy of the Nogay Republic that promotes the well-being of all citizens and realizes their right to work. And we also strive for fair state care for all its citizens. 7. Protection of nature. We recognize the responsibility to future generations for the riches of our native land and the importance of preserving the unique nature and its biodiversity on our territory. And therefore we undertake to protect the nature of the Nogay Republic for our descendants. We, as representatives of political activists and citizens of the Nogay Republic, accept responsibility for the implementation of this declaration and strive to achieve freedom, justice, and prosperity for all. We call on the international community for responsibility and promote our quest for independence. Signed, Chairman of the Nogay Committee, Rizwan Kubakaev. We would like to thank Rizwan Kubakaev, the Prime Minister of the Government of the Independent Nogay Republic of Astrakhan in exile, who is also an important public and political figure. Thank you very much.